Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inspire. Today's focus is reflections. I found to be a spiritual truth that we attract to us the type of relationships based upon the one we're having with ourselves. My name is Sylvia Mordini, and I am the founder of Life Inspired. So, in other words, what I see in you is a reflection of me, and vice versa. In remaining inspired by our lives, one of the key things that's been helpful has been to do a State of the Union at the beginning of each year, to take a look and see what's reflected back in the previous 12 months. So I very much welcome you to use the worksheet that is linked below to do just that, to take a look back and see what brought you to this point here and now. To understand better why you have the relationship with yourself as it currently is right now. And then from that point, decide, what do you want to make of the year ahead? But it is important first to reflect back on where we've been. So one of the key things that I look at in terms of looking backwards and seeing what's reflected there in terms of lessons and key learnings is not based on metrics such as whatever the word success means, but rather, how am I feeling? Have I been true to the essence of the way that I want to feel? And where did I not keep my word? When I designed non-negotiables for myself 12 months ago, where was I able to maintain and put into action those non-negotiables that demonstrated self-love and self-care? And where did I fall down? And what can I do better? For how we treat ourselves demonstrates to others how they should treat us. Going back to that spiritual truth, that the type of relationships you attract to yourself are based in the one that you're having with yourself. And so if you improve the relationship with yourself, then the quality of those people that you attract into your life based on the law of attraction will up level and improve. So taking a look at that state of feeling, of the somatic expression, as well as then the non-negotiables, that gives me a greater indication of what is it that's been my reflection, what has been that energy imprint that I'm putting out into the world. And that's why I've been attracting situations, people, opportunities, and then taking a look at where there could be some improvements. Then another key place that I like to examine and reflect back upon is, what did I do in terms of demonstrating a prioritization of my own happiness? It's easy to put everybody else in front of ourselves. But in times like these, more than ever, it's important to maintain energy of prioritizing what brings you joy, what sparks a sort of passion and enthusiasm in your day-to-day life. What sorts of things make you happy? And where did you maintain those meta commitments to yourself? And again, take a look at, where did you not maintain those? So for me, for instance, meditation is a key tool that makes me happy. It improves the quality of my life. It makes me feel more grounded, more settled, more present, and just makes me kinder overall. And if I allow anything to get into the way of prioritizing meditation, that is the number one thing that makes me happy, then the rest of my life is impacted. And from there, I start to lose my boundaries in allowing other people to not prioritize what I need as well. So another example is movement. There was a time in the last couple of years during quarantine where I felt like I had less movement. I could really feel the difference. Yes, I was doing my daily ritual of yoga inside the house, but bigger movement. And I could feel that there was something missing in the day-to-day antidote and prescription for my happiness. And so I had to take a look at that, and then the following year I addressed it and made sure that I schedule appointments with myself for movement on a daily basis, because if I don't and I just leave it to chance, it can just sort of fall by the wayside. So these meta commitments, those things that you can agree upon for yourself that inspire you to be happy and happier, write those down and really stay clear and true to what those are. And then the boundaries. I like to think of this as a love boundary. When it comes to the reflection and the state of being that we put out into the world, if you think of a lake, it has a boundary. The earth energy is a boundary for the water, or our blessed oceans, or a river. And it's the same with us. Having a healthy boundary allows us then to see inside the form, inside that structure, the formlessness, the movement, the change, the evolution, and also for that element that's like water, all the changes and evolving that we're doing, for it to get still so that we can contemplate how we're doing. If you've ever watched the water at the ocean go from high tide to low tide and start to slow down and get really quiet, it's a beautiful process. And you can feel the calm that comes over you and just watching nature being nature. And we need that too. The outer boundary that then allows the formlessness within to move through its high periods and its quiet, very still periods. Like when you can look at your reflection in a still lake. I used to do that at my lake house. I would just lie on my belly at the end of the pier and look over and just look at my reflection in the water, and I could gaze all the way through to the very bottom, and I could see the clouds above me and the sky reflected on the surface of the water as well. That still quality allows you simply to be with yourself and have an understanding of who you are, how you're feeling, so that it's no surprise as to what is being reflected back to you in the form of other people and circumstances and opportunities. So if you're super chaotic and disgruntled and energy is just all over the place, up and down, and there's no boundary, then it may very well be that you're seemingly attracting all of these situations and people and things, that everything is up and down and topsy-turvy and very turbulent, right? So setting a love boundary for yourself and understanding within that how important it is to just settle in and take periodic times where you can just be and assess how far you've come. For in this State of the Union, this state of how you're doing that I recommend once a year, when we do that, you can look back and see how far you've come as well, being in the state of reflection. One of my favorite writing prompts is this one. What I know is ... What I know is. So take a moment and just write that out. And just free form. Doesn't have to be in any particular order. Just let the pen or the pencil just move. What I know is how to make great chocolate chip cookies. What I know is how to ride a bike, how to fix a flat tire. What I know is how to prepare a special dish, whatever it may be. And allow yourself just another few seconds. Remember, you can always press pause on this video to do any exercise for longer, and you can always press pause and rewind to replay. What I know is, just a little bit longer, what I know is. And then let it be done. And then take a look at everything you wrote, what I know is. And even in this simple exercise, you've probably filled out a whole page or more, because you've come a very long way. And so just don't forget to make time to reflect on how far you've come, all that you know, and then from there, assess those places where you can improve your meta commitments, your boundary setting, your non-negotiables, and edit your intentions. So with that said, I hope that this has been helpful and that it has inspired you to really look back at where you've come from, take time to reflect, and to know that whatever is being reflected back to you is based on the relationship you're having with yourself. From my heart to your heart, to the heart of the universe, may you love yourself, love your day, and love your life.